Hmm. Hey, Vizzy, how you doing? We're gonna get all set, rolling, ready to go. Pretty good. How's your day? What'd you do? Who'd you talk to? Who'd you meet? Bought an SKS. Now, did you buy an Norinco or you buy a Tula? Did you buy a good SKS? Because Norinco SKS is being, it's an SKS, but it's not really a great SKS. At the same time, it's better than no SKS. Iron may come on. T-shirts off watching D&D and titties. So mostly it should be me and whoever shows up, really. All depends on who shows up. But I got a few things we can talk about, though, for sure. But I know some of the guys who were going to come on, half of them couldn't come on. So I believe the VR chat boys, half of them should be here. Because it was supposed to be like your best horrible joke night, but a few of them couldn't show. Hey, Ironcaster, how you doing?
Oh, doing pretty good. Just kind of, I've been a little sooner, but the cat decided to, the cat decided like last minute to, now's the time to come and demand to be let in.
Shit directly onto your countertops. Just... That was my cat's gig. Like, I hate that shit. Like, just the worst. Okay.
Yeah, they're little assholes.
React, that's what it was. So, today, it's supposed to be like your best rude and horrible joke night, but half the boys from the VR chat group couldn't be here. So, it's going to be a grab bag night. If you guys have anything, you have anything funny you want to talk about, I got a few things. I know that much. That tweet from, what's-her-face, fucking...
Oh, the Mythbuster yeah. Lady?
Like, the death of small talk.
Well, I mean, it's better that than, like, that Warrior King movie.
You mean the one where they're rewriting history? Like, they say in the actual show, they're rewriting history. It's fucking amazing. Like,
I mean, that's just a little underselling it there. To say they're not just rewriting history.
Well, I thought they were going to go into it because, they fought the French. They lost to the French. They funded their war via slavery. I thought they were going to dig into it and show, like, all the stuff, but they didn't. They didn't do that at all.
I think it's just a general rule. If you lose a fight with the French, you should probably just, like, never get a movie.
You never get a movie. You know what? You forfeit all movies. You lost to the French. Fuck, man. Come on. But, so how you been? What have you watched lately that you've enjoyed?
Oh, so I've been delving into a bunch of like Kamen Rider and a couple of other like
Kamen Rider, really?
oh yeah. Well, I mean, like there's just so much of it, man.
I remember because Kamen Rider is basically pre Power Rangers, and that was a big thing. He was the masked rider who was like, I don't want to say the first Japanese superhero, but one of, like, the bigger Japanese superheroes that came out. He was like like 1970s, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was like 71, but it's actually predated by Ultraman. Ultraman was like one of the first ones.
That is true. That is true. Ultraman, yeah.
And that's like that was just like because they had a bunch of leftover Godzilla sets
But
and rubber costumes.
But Kamen Rider is like comedy gold, though. That shit's funny.
Oh god, what's there not to love about it? It's like, oh yeah, of course we're gonna have like a guy whose belt is the handles to a motorcycle, and then his like his little superhero suit turns into a motorcycle.
But he also looked like a bug.
That's the most important part.
Because I believe he's changed suits a few times, but he always has like antenna or like some kind of like facial barbs. Like, I know the earlier versions he had two little small antenna on his head, and then like he had like a pair. I think. Oh, when was it? It was there one time frame where he got like the Wolverine hair blades going on his mask or some shit.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. But actually, it's like each series is a different hero, a different character. So they just like totally throw the rules for whatever we did before right out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, of course, we're gonna give the people like USB flash drives that they're gonna stick into their necks, and that's gonna give them a super suit.
I mean,
next year, fuck that. We're being wizards now.
I mean, if only it was that easy. It's why I've been enjoying the new Cyberpunk on Netflix, the anime version. I've actually been quite enjoying that. I don't know why people are so up in that fucking chick's ass. Like, oh my god, she's a great, like, bro, she's so unlikable. The fuck are you talking about?
Freaking what? The
Rebecca,
the lolly. Yeah.
Rebecca.
The anime Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I'm like, how do you guys like this person? She's fucking gross. Like, I don't get it. But Flash says, talk about your thoughts on the basics of writing a good plot. I mean, having a fucking imagination is the first step. I don't know how Hollywood is currently lacking the ability to afford a good imagination. They think they would have one by now, but they do not. I don't know what they did. Like, there's always got to be risk. There's got to be reward. That's about it. You need risk, reward, entertainment, and don't take yourself too seriously. Probably like the three biggest things: risk, reward, and the soft moments. But
well, to my understanding, what's been going on for a lot of it is it's fairly inept and I shouldn't say inept, but inexperienced writers that are fairly easy enough to manipulate for what you need.
I suppose.
And then producers can easily come in and get the sort of stories they want with untested talent.
Because it really has been a fucking trip watching Hollywood just fucking flunk over and over and over again. And like, it's so wild that something like Top Gun, can just come in and just wreck shit. Like, really? Top Gun? Number 2 came in, like, it just beat the absolute dog shit out of the movie scene. Hey, Victor, how you doing?
Well, I mean, not only that, there was just like nothing else that stuck. Everything else just went down like a lead balloon. I mean, Top Gun was in theaters from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Hold on. Yeah. So, Victor, if you want on, just send me a DM and I'll fucking drag you on here. But yeah, it's like reboot after reboot. Like I'm kind of shocked how, like, even though Top Gun was a reboot, it's been nothing but reboots, and it's been this constant reboots, and they keep going back and scraping off the top layer of all these old series and all these old movies. And I find Andor funny because Andor is a prequel. It is a prequel. You know what I mean? But at least with Andor, they have to write their own story, so that's something they got going for them, you know. I'll send.
I think the problem though is, and this is something that's kind of dawning on me today, was just you don't have a singular voice that's kind of in charge of like Star Wars.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You don't have I mean, yeah, George Lucas wasn't even like the one doing all the EU stories or anything, but he kind of guided it all to an extent. Like he would kind of give the green light, and he's the guy who's like, no, well, you see, Darth Maul has to have a friend who's a Twi'lek.
Well, at least then you have one singular narrative voice. And I think that's one of the biggest things they tend to sleep on, is having one narrative voice who kind of leads things where it needs to go. When you have 30 dozen narrative voices, it turns into a fucking confusing pile of shit. Like fucking shoot, like where even begin? Just trying to. Oh, there he is. Okay, accept. I'll send it here as well. But trying to get Victor in here. But like you go on YouTube and you go on any of the review sites like Doomcock or RK Outpost, it's just the same shit. And even us talking about this is the same kind of stuff where it's just we all know, and it seems more and more to me like we're all just kind of sitting and waiting for the hammer to finally drop. And like I am looking forward to the death of Hollywood, because at the current point, Hollywood has slit their wrists and are bleeding out the bathtub high on fucking morphine. Because I know, like my dad does prop guns for a bunch of movies, and they all film out of like Georgia and Oklahoma, because people can't afford Hollywood. They don't want to be involved with Hollywood, and it's kind of nice to see that folks are seeing these movies as, wait, we can do it ourselves, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna grab Victor and bring him in here. So I'm gonna tell him, go to here. He should pick it up.
Well, yeah, and I mean, part of that was just because of the success of Hollywood, California became. Oh, sorry, yeah. Decided to get up in my desk.
Oh, the cat.
Yeah.
Meow, meow, motherfucker. It is Ironcaster. All right, let's get his reactive image going. I figured out that if I just use as you log in, it gives me an image automatically from your Discord profile. So easy peasy. Victor, that is your picture.
Yeah.
It's a grumpy old man. I feel attacked.
Walnuts from the Sopranos.
Saying
Sopranos?
I feel attacked. I feel judged in that picture because I just see myself. Just more Italian.
Yeah.
But Victor, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Just drinking beer, and you guys invited me, so.
Just sitting here drinking beer? Dravo, I saw your thing pop up. Where'd you go?
Vic, let me be the first to congratulate you, by the way.
Oh, on the copper thing? Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I wonder what benevolent benefactor made that happen.
Yeah, well, this is the third time thanking you, so yeah, thanks, man, for getting me that last little bit of the way.
And Dravo, he's here as well. How you doing, Dravo?
Hello, I'm doing great.
I know it's gonna be a bit of a odd day because I got pushing things around, but Dravo, this is Ironcaster, who you know. This is also Victor. Victor on this beast as well. Fuck me, it's a whole full house. So
nice to meet you.
So Victor is from the other podcast I get dragged in on Saturdays, which is an interesting group of people, to say the least.
Oh, there's all sorts.
I know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is I call you guys the VR chat boys, pretty much. You, Beast Zapper, and the rest of them. It's kind of your gig. But more or less, it's more or less a thanks, Flash. It's a grab bag night. So more or less, any news y'all had or opinions, we're talking about them here. But I think a fun one to start out with would be the Mythbuster waifu herself kind of showed her ass online today, which I find hilarious myself, making him a bit bigger. So let's see if we can get a screenshot maybe, because I think you guys posted it in the actual Weekend Geek. There it is, yeah. So Carrie Byron, for some reason decided to, what do you even call this? Like mansplaining posting or something? I'm not really sure what they even call this. But I'll get the post up so y'all can see it. That is furry art. Don't do that. No.
No.
That'd be awkward.
Nice.
Nice.
You don't show the full power level.
Never. Browser source, please work. I beg
Well,
you.
we're not in the middle of something. Sorry about the crazy scheduling, guard. Our moving date got completely
Oh, you're fine. You're
jacked
fine. You're
up.
fine.
Not really. I stole parts from Siegeland's PC to make this.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, this is his headset. This is his
Try to get this thing to
over
work.
here.
Come on, Twitter. Give me the link. Really? Oh my god, I gotta try and find this thing now. Hold on. So basically, Carrie Byron was asked about her fucking overalls in public, and apparently she decided to lose her fucking mind on Facebook. Is this it? Can I open this? That's her face. No, thank you. Okay, this is fucking up. So anyway, Carrie Byron, I got screenshots on Twitter. It won't open the actual full image. So basically, she was walking around, and a man stopped her to ask her if she's a car mechanic. And she says, my first thought was, oh no, does he need jumper cables? And then I realized it's because I'm wearing my coveralls. I said, no, these are my Eton pants. Can't fit in my skinny jeans no more. She says he laughs without detecting any sarcasm. Then she posts, I'm pretty sure this is the same guy that wants you to name 3 songs of the band shirt you're wearing from the concert you went to, but as a girl, you clearly couldn't have loved. And then she ends it as, just another day, being a woman justifying her existence, hashtag mansplaining. And I can't really get around the mental gymnastics of this particular... Like, I actually quite liked Carrie Byron. Now I'm not so sure. Because...
I mean, it sounds like at first she wanted to... It was just like, oh, she told a joke and he laughed. And that was the end of it. And she decided to kind of get into her own head and overanalyze.
Because, like, it seemed... to me, I was like... To me, I was like, is this the death of small talk now? Like, you can just make small talk? Because basically, you know, this is one of those things where it's just something that guys do. Like, oh, what are you wearing those for? And usually it's a way to say, hey, what are you working on? Or what's your project? Or, you know, some of that nature. And I guess she took it the absolutely worst way possible. Will this work?
If you look at the Weekend Geek...
there we go. So,
if you look at the Weekend Geek chat, I posted an update to that story.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
What was the update exactly?
Basically, she reposted the story on Instagram, but I guess she got like a lot of flack, so she like removed all the stuff about like, you know, mansplaining and all that stuff.
Well, it's like I don't understand. It's so random. Like, if two guys see, if one man sees another man going, "Oh, what are you wearing your overalls? What are you wearing those for?" And he goes, "Oh, I'm working on a car." But the thing is, she said, "Oh, these are my Eton pants." She made a sarcastic joke, which is kind of like Chad male humor, like, oh, these are my fat boy pants, you know. And when you laugh at each other, you know it's a joke. It's one of those like accepted things.
Yeah, it's that's how male bonding works.
Well,
God, you literally make fun of each other.
Yeah, and I just don't like. Is this how small talk dies? Because she I don't know how the hell she did, but she took this as she was having to like justify her existence, even though she really didn't. And according to her words, whatever it's supposed to hear, he didn't mansplain. It's like the 4chan meme where, like, you know, the guys like the guy like visit each other, goes, "Oh yeah, fuck you," like, "I'm just kidding, bro, just kidding." And he goes on 4chan next day, "Motherfucker," like, you know, make this whole meme. But it's just like, I don't like. I was already having a bad day as it was, thanks to YouTube, and I get invited to the Weekend Geek group chat, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because I liked Carrie Byron. I thought she was cool. Apparently, I was wrong. Don't meet your heroes, or follow their fucking Twitter account. But it's just
the only cool ones from MythBusters are Jamie and then Gwent, and Gwent's dead. So yeah.
Yeah, which is a huge fucking L, dude. Like, goddamn. Yeah. But it's just I can't understand. It's just like my male brain where. Can men not joke with women now? Like, because Carrie Byron is in all terms a tomboy. She does manly things. She does car stuff. She wears overalls. She works on stuff. She gets greasy. It's kind of she shares that particular activity set with men. So when men see that, we're okay. You know, say you're like a 54-year-old dude. You see a 30-year-old chick wearing overalls. You're like, oh. That's interesting. I want to engage and see what's up with that. Like, oh, hey, what are you wearing those for? He's gauging as, are you working on a car? Are you a welder? Are you working on a boat? Like, He's making small talk, engaging to learn about you, and she goes just mansplainers. Like, I don't understand what the fucking thing
They're
is
back.
here.
There's
And
always the chance that this was the most boomer, awkward 50-year-old Caucasian man to ever exist, and he just delivered. That's always a possibility.
well, yeah, for sure. But just for what she wrote, he said something. She quipped sarcastically. He laughed, and then left. Like, I don't
Yeah, and then she inferred all these things about him, and then got mad about those inferences.
And it's kind of like a Snapchat of what's wrong with Hollywood at its core. Because Carrie, I mean, what I believe MythBusters was based in California, wasn't it? Near all the studios.
No idea.
Probably.
Yeah, it's just, but like, oh, that's the wrong guy. But I saw this, I was like, how the fuck does this work? And it kind of links in with everything else, I guess. This whole, like, I don't know, just failure to adapt and react to the actual fan base you're a part of. Because most of the folks who watched MythBusters were boomers and dudes who are like, oh, cool, explosions. You know, that's literally what it was.
Fair.
And I learned a new term today while watching a few of the news channels I watch, and that was fan baiting. Now, I thought fan baiting was like, oh yeah, good for them. I thought they're giving like their fans a reach around, like they're
What?
you know, like giving your fans what they want. You know, a little fan bait, whack whack whack. Like, here's a fucking member berry or something you want. I didn't realize it was the adverse where you bait your fans into getting angry. And I was like, oh, that's not nearly as nice, you know. It's better to beat off your fans than bait your fans, if you ask me. But apparently, the term has been coined by people or these fan bases or these movies, and they bait the fan base to make them angry and stir the pot for better reactions or reviews or something of the sort. I'm not quite sure, but it's a thing now. And I guess I'll ask you guys, you know, how do you feel about this whole fan baiting thing when these companies directly agitate a established fan base with like, basically, like, you know, they do things on purpose the fans won't like just to stir them up? Like, what do y'all, you know, think about that shit?
It keeps biting them in the ass, so whatever, just keep doing it, and maybe your company will tank in all love. So.
Well, I mean,
Feels
also
like
it's.
abuse of power. Sorry.
You're fine.
I mean, ultimately, it's the playbook they use. They intentionally do these things. We know that, like, Star Trek writers have come out and said, yes, we do put things in to anger the fans because it generates interest, because it gets people to talk about it, because that's how these things wind up trending on social media. It's all just for the attention they want to be
Literally,
fed.
negative things trend, and that's what people would latch onto mostly.
Well, it's not exactly the good kind of interest, though. I mean, you're going to get people who are just going to like watch it and then bomb the shit out of it on fucking Rotten Tomatoes or some shit. Like, I understand wanting to like stir up your fan base, but you do that with like a clever plot twist, or you kill someone off. You don't like make the entire crew gay just to make your fans angry so they'll watch your show. Like, I don't get it.
The culture war.
Well, I get that, but it's a culture war they're losing, and they're losing so much money because of it. Like, it's why, like, I talk with my dad. He goes, yeah, they're going to bleed out. Like, there's going to be a time where Hollywood is going to die, and he said that all the movies are moving towards South Dakota, Oklahoma, and Georgia because, A, it's cheaper, and they're giving these companies more tax break. Like Oklahoma is giving out massive tax breaks for film industries who want to come and film there because they create jobs and all that. So currently, all these movie companies are bleeding away from California, just like their fucking citizen base. Really, I mean, you've seen like the metrics for like people fucking leaving California en masse and infecting the rest of the fucking states.
I'm just watching it happen. I'm from here. I'm serious. So much of my graduating class is just gone.
Why?
Everybody went to Texas, Arizona.
Why is my rent going down? What the fuck?
I wish.
The
It's so
same thing is
expensive.
happening here in the Netherlands, but obviously on a smaller scale. It's people moving from Amsterdam and stuff into the country because Amsterdam is just an expensive, awful crap hole right now.
Mhm.
And then they start voting for the same parties that made Amsterdam a crap hole. So that's always fun.
And one of my favorite stories was how was something happened politically in Georgia over like abortion or something like that, and then all of these Hollywood industries had gone and spent tens of millions of dollars building up studios there to go and do all these things there, but then they want to turn around and try to virtue signal and say, oh, we're not going to film things here when they have massive studios there that they've just invested so much real estate into setting up there because of those tax rebates.
One of those things where I think it correlates into this phenomenon I see on Twitter, and you see a lot of VTubers kind of posting about it, a lot of smaller YouTubers where there are these like it's coming out of nowhere. It seems like to me because I'm seeing it more and more over the past like week. But there are these fans who will go in and try and like crab bucket these YouTube creators and these VTubers where like, your views are kind of going down and you're getting not a lot of viewers today, is it? And they try and like drag these people down and try to elevate the ones they want to try and focus in on. And what I've noticed is it's happening more and more to non-left VTubers. And it sounds dumb, but there are right and left VTubers and right and left small content creators on YouTube. And the ones not with the far left are getting like super harangued by these random fucking chatters on Twitter. And I swear to God, if I could, I would nuke Twitter from fucking orbit. Like, what good comes out of Twitter nowadays? I swear to God. Matt Barninger, thank you for following. It's like nothing good comes out of Twitter. It's a cesspot. I just don't get why we're still here and why there's not like a alternative yet to Twitter. Of course, I mean at the current time, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are current public forums in a way where you can't really get away from it, can you? Like, no matter where you go, what you want to see is either on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, or on Twitter. And it's not really, because in my mind, you would think these public, when you get so large, where you're now the public forum for, intersections of cultures and peoples, you would think you'd won. And I really didn't see it going this way, where they're going to they're basically what was it, what they call it, big internet was going to try and use these platforms to try and twist you and mold you. I didn't think it was going to be that way. I thought it was going to be like they're going to grow to a huge public forum and then branch out and become a public forum, not a way to try and like mold and filter and digest people to the way they want them to be. And I guess I'm just naive for thinking that. But like, what do y'all think now the fact that we basically have 3 public forums? There's only 3. There is Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Those are the big 3. And the alternatives are so small, they just can't compete.
Yep.
And if that's the case, how do you change it or how do you better that? Without like, because I know Americans hate, what's the term? Not
reading, exercise, not bad at all.
Not eating sugar, yeah, but no, like legislation or like a way to like control companies. Apparently, we hate that shit.
Yeah.
But I think the only Wild West public forum is fucking VR chat, because you go on there, you can hire your own private, Rebecca stripper from fucking Cyberpunk to dance for you for an hour.
Yeah.
I feel attacked.
Yeah.
How does he know?
I'm pretty old. I'm like 2 years from 40, so I remember the early days of the internet, and it was definitely a bit more of a Wild West.
Oh, it was, for sure.
And yeah, I do miss it in some ways.
I mean, in my opinion, it was better because there wasn't really a public forum per se. It was simply a you like, I guess the only public forum were like the little chat rooms. Remember those fucking glory holes of information?
Oh yeah.
And it's, I don't know. Like, I saw it going differently in my head, the future happening. It's just not going out that way whatsoever.
Back then you would create your own little communities. You would have like different forums, and they would be about specific fandoms and whatever. and everyone would just be on there, you know, in their own little like echo chamber almost. But I don't know, it was fun. And Twitter, like if you try to have like your own little community, somebody else from a different community that hates you can just like come in and just start canceling you or roasting you or like, you know. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of it either.
I am kind of happy to see this whole canceling thing kind of dying out, because people are starting to untether themselves from big movie, big internet. They're starting to do their own thing, like how like some guys got so big they got to branch off and like, I don't give a fuck if you cancel me. They kind of got their own fan base going where they're basically uncancelable. If you try to cancel them, gonna cancel Guard because his homie's good night. Yeah, my bad, Slap. You're right. Damn.
I mean, you got get on the right tier for that.
If you're tier 3, then I'll kiss you as a homie good night. That's the only way. But
Exactly.
But like, it was funny because you're online every day. You hit your main 4. Like my main 4 is 4chan, YouTube, Twitter, to talk to you guys, and then another one that I'm not going to speak of. And you do all that, and you kind of look outside your fence that you created with these websites. You kind of look at it and go, "Ooh, what a shithole!" Because you can see how everything else is kind of going on. Like Reddit is basically a festering boil of fucking cucks and furries nowadays. And then you go, ugh, gross. But then if you go outside your fence, you get shut down hard. Like, people try and censor you and remove your comments. Like, that's been my entire fucking morning. And you think, is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? Because people are still combating this to this day. You know, there's Signal out there, all these little micro companies making ways to get around it. I mean, for God's sakes, in order to talk plainly and avoid getting banned on YouTube or have your stream cut off on YouTube, I got to stream a podcast on Twitch. Is how bad it is. Like even if you're on podcast, if you say a certain word too many times, they'll come in and they'll shut your ass off. It's fucking wild. But Twitch won't do that. But at the same time, Twitch is also hosting girl gamers in bikinis riding bananas, so they don't give a fuck. They're all about the fucking money, which is how it should be.
Or the other one.
The other one.
The one who was
doing the deed on camera.
Oh yeah, that I saw that.
She's getting deeded off camera, not on camera. It's like camera adjacent deeding.
You can see
she's
it
on
with
camera.
You
but
can't see it.
But gotta come back around full circle to what I want to discuss, you guys. A very uncomfortable subject. We're gonna talk about what's her? I'm gonna use this as female privilege. Should we discuss that real quick? Because a lot of folks get really uncomfortable when I bring that up. And the biggest example is Twitch. Now, if a guy starts porking on camera, right, there's a whole fucking thing about it. It makes headline news. She got, what, like a 1-week suspension or some shit?
Something like that.
And then it
was maybe 3 days.
Hey, Matt, how you doing? Revealed all the furry content.
Oof.
I found the furry landmine pulls out. But yeah, even then, like, you go on, like, just chatting on this thing, and they do things that men just could not fucking do whatsoever. But, like, Carrie, like the Carrie Byron thing, like, if a dude posted that on Twitter, he kind of changed the words around, he'd be fucking roasted. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm glad to see Carrie getting roasted. You're seeing the erosion of this female privilege going on finally, and I don't even know how we even got to this point. Like,
I think people just get sick of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how you can't, but I don't even know how it even got there in the first place. Like, how do we get to the point where women can do these things that men simply cannot do, yet they try and become the victim almost immediately after something bad happens to them? It's like how Bill Burr said there are no feminists in a fucking house fire or some shit, in like the Titanic, you know?
Oh yeah, in a lifeboat or whatever.
Yeah, and you know, there's one house fire and the fucking pigtails come out. I'm just a simple girl, please save me. And it's weird seeing Flash. Shut up. It's just weird seeing it swing because all of us here, we saw it's swinging hard one way, especially on Twitch. where they were getting the run of the mill for everything because A, they're hot, which, you know, I get. And then B, like, they're getting all these privileges that these male streamers could not get. Unless they could show, like, a lot of ads, a lot of shaft, there's no fucking way. Like, if a male streamer had his pants down too low, or, like, he had a little fur pop up under his underwear, he would get banned for fucking being too sexual. Yet you have these female just chatting who have their fucking titties almost completely hanging out, and like, it's fine. No one cares. And it's just, you're finally seeing it turn the other way, and I think it's partially, I'm seeing it partially out of the Rings of Power, because if Galadriel had come out, if Galadriel come out 4 years ago, she'd be a smash hit, and you couldn't even touch her. But now, because everyone's so fucking sick of this shit, you're seeing a switch almost to the point where they're alluding to completely rewriting her and recasting her. Have y'all seen that shit?
Oh, are they?
Been avoiding it like it's radioactive.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly haven't heard anything about the latest episode.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Nobody's
somehow
talking about
like just that it's sort of not really hitting off well.
Well, I don't see how it could. Like, have a Beast and Drabble, have you two seen it at all, or no?
I have avoided that show.
I saw
You've
the
avoided
fan
it?
art called "The Pronouns of Power."
The-
Nothing, and that's where
I heard that exact thing, and I said no.
The
One
pronouns. of
pronoun
power.
to rule them all.
Oh, you know, Ashley, that was a Flash Gets episode. It was. Oh my, that's right. The one to rule them all was like they them. One pronoun to rule them all, and it's like Sauron on his fucking phone on Twitter. You know, it is such a good thing that those two are doing the work to make fun of this shit, because
You have to.
well, it's
It
like,
can't be put on a pedestal.
I believe Iron, Drabble, and Beast were on the same podcast where comedy is how you combat this shit. You just make fun of it, like, as hard as you can and make this ridiculous. It's why, like, I got mad at YouTube because they're filtering. I actually went through and found out they're filtering comments for certain words. And I told them in the angry rant video, if they're gonna call me names and words, let them do. I want these comments because I can still find humor in them. Folks can even go, "Ha, that's funny." You know, you can't just mix humor. And
By the way, are you okay, brother? You were heated. Like,
I was having a bad morning to start out with.
you were angry Karen at the DMV at 7 a.m. That shit was legit. Just want to make sure you're good.
Well, it's just, you know, I get so tired of saying, "Oh, there's words I can't say," or "there's words people can't say to me." Like, I don't give a singular fuck what I say or people say to me. Just let them say the thing. 'Cause it gets so tiring having to, like, I want my Discord to be the way it was before it got deleted, where it was just a fucking Wild West zone, because it was still fun. But it's just constant watch for these fucking words, and it's just, you know, I want my life to be like a Key and Peele skit. You know what I mean? Where it can be wrong, but it can be funny. And even when can I say the F word on Twitch? I have no idea, actually.
I don't think you can.
But if someone's to call me a baguette, all right, on YouTube or Twitch, I should be allowed to. Am I a baguette? No, I'm over a fucking yeast loaf. But still, they should be able to say the word, like, you big hairy baguette. I'm like, you know what? You right. Because it's how you diffuse things and how you become a person in people's eyes. Like, you go through the comments on that rant video and be like, you're a real person. Because a lot of guys are a bit false, you know, a lot of things. Not all of them, but a lot of guys thread the gap of being basically a phony person. And it gets so tiring. Like, I don't know how these, like, A-list YouTubers do that shit every day. Constant self-censoring and moving. Well, it's what's funny is how, like, VTubers can do it no problem. But, like, if you're a dude on YouTube, God help you.
I don't know, man. Lily's gonna get herself banned pretty soon. The way she's skirting the line.
Like Lily and a Pippin are my favorite VTubers because they pushed the line so hard. Like, when I saw that clip of her saying I want to ship a Walmart in Minecraft, I was fucking rolling on the ground.
That one and this cucumber's getting in me one way or another. Those two fucking kill me.
Because it's funny, and it's amazing how VTubers can do things that Amy Schumer can't. Just be funny naturally as a female. You know, it's just they come so naturally to them. I think it's because of the immunity of not being able to see their face. They can say these funny things without fear of recompense, and it's just it just cracks me up, man.
Well, Amy also completely changed her personality. I remember when
Byron?
she used to go on like Opie and Anthony and stuff like that, and she was like a lot more irreverent and like all that stuff. And then she just fully leaned into the whole like, yeah, I'm a liberal, I'm a Democrat. Like,
Well, I think she drank the Kool-Aid over there in California or wherever she is. She definitely drank the Kool-Aid. And it's weird seeing people like change once they get money. Like my biggest fear is getting money somehow, some way, maybe. And like, will I change? I hope not. Because you see guys, they'll fucking flip a switch. Like, oh, I have money now. Fuck you, peasants. They'll fucking completely do a fucking 180.
I'm gonna pull that ladder up behind me.
Like what was it? Peter Dinklage. That one.
Oh, Peter Dinklage. Sarah Silverman.
Sarah Silverman. That's right.
Oh yeah, Dinklage with his whole like with the seven dwarfs thing, and like they actually like. But meanwhile, like he got big doing those sorts of roles, like making fun of his like size and all that stuff. That's like how he got big, and now he's like roasting them for wanting to do the same thing.
Oh, I'm so over the dwarf roles.
I'm too tall for these roles now.
Meanwhile, he's taking work away from like other like little people that like still need that kind of work. Basically.
Is it wrong to say he got a big head over that?
He got too big. He got a bit too big for his britches, I think.
Developed a syndrome of sorts.
He left very small shoes to fill. When he left the film industry. My favorite joke with the Dinklage drama was the one dwarf who said he isn't king of the dwarves. Yeah. Well, it's funny how these people, dwarves, like with these actors, they get even a little bit of like credence and they'll just completely yank up the fucking ladder, dude. And Dad, working with all these actors, he says some are great, others are absolute pieces of shit. and you can always tell. Like he worked with Danny Trejo, and he fucking loved Trejo. And Trejo's a great guy to be around. And other ones who I cannot name were absolute fucking dog shit to everyone around him, and were absolute pains in the ass. And like he's trying to make a movie right now, and he's calling all these actors, all these agents, and they're trying to, we won't do X, and Y unless we have so many amount of dollars. So he goes, your dude's doing work for 4 hours. I'm not paying you more than this. And it's just the amount of power they think they wield as pretend people is just mind-boggling. And it's what kind of causes this whole thing. You got actors acting as mouthpieces for all these not just political parties, but just all these things like mask up and all this bullshit. And like they're like the mouth of Sauron. You know what I mean? The guy who wears a giant helmet and a giant mouth. At the Gates of Mordor. It's like that. They're all mouths of Sauron running around trying to like just spread bullshit.
That's why I appreciate actors like I think it was Anthony Hopkins, and he asked him about like politics, and he's like, "I'm an actor. Actors are stupid. You shouldn't listen to us." Like,
it was.
Yeah. It's like, yes.
I mean, it's hard to find a self-aware actor nowadays, isn't it? Like, there's the guy whose name just fucking fled my mind. He's the British guy who roasted the fucking Oscars.
Oh, Ricky Gervais?
Yeah, Ricky Gervais, yeah.
So that guy is fucking basic shit because he understands it. And there are a lot more who understand it. But it's like the ones who drink the entire Kool-Aid drop. Like, good God, man. Just, would you shut up, man?
It's like I don't even look forward to like the big Hollywood movies anymore. Like somehow it's like I'm getting more excited by the absolute like bottom of the barrel sci-fi channel dog shit movies. Like I just found last night Shark of the Corn.
If this is the sequel to Shark Side of the Moon, I'm leaving this chat.
Okay,
right
you got to explain Sharks in the Corn, please.
Okay, so okay, so you know Children of the Corn.
Yes.
It's a shark.
Just in the corn.
Yes.
What is it with you and sharks?
What a plotline.
It's
Brother,
always a
he's in
shark.
the corn. Who is? The shark of the
The
corn.
shark.
Dun, 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 dun. See, like the corn. Well, at least then they have heart. At least they're trying, you know. At least they're trying.
Yeah.
They're also, those shows are great because they're self-aware. There's one called, it was a horror film called Scarecrow, and it was like basically like a B movie horror movie about scarecrows who kill people, and it's like my favorite B movie because it's got boobies, it's got blood, it's got really cheesy one-liners and a horror. Like, it's so good. And I guess Iron's got a point where at least these smaller movies, at least they have heart. You know, at least they're trying nowadays. Because I believe one of you said that Hollywood is formulaic, and I've really been leaning into that a lot with my arguments. Like, because it is formulaic, X, Y, Z plus. Oh, speaking of formulaic, Ironcaster told me about how. Not told me, we're discussing how this woman or warrior queen or woman king movie.
Oh, the Woman King, yeah.
Yeah, how it. I told Iron, I thought they're actually gonna leverage off the history a bit and kind of show like the plurality of owning a kingdom in Africa. And apparently they're rewriting history. I believe they used the term as.
Yep.
Like to put it that way is an understatement.
So sorry,
Like,
alternate history. Alternate history. That's the term.
Oh God.
Like the characters are members of like one of the more prominent tribes
Yeah.
in Africa that captured slaves and sold them. So you have in some of these cases actors who are probably playing the people who captured their ancestors.
Well, they also had a festival where they would like literally like sacrifice hundreds of slaves, like behead them and stuff like that. They weren't nice people.
Well, at the same time, like what ancient culture didn't do that? I mean, look at Rome and Greece and the Vikings, everything else. Everyone, it was the next cool thing. All the cool guys were doing it. Just sacrifice your slaves.
But like they're being made out to be the big heroes of the day.
Yeah, fighting against colonialism, against the evil British. Meanwhile, the British were fighting them because the British wanted to end the slavery.
Really? Now,
Yeah.
Are you saying that, or is that true?
No, that's
true.
true.
Fact.
Like
Okay.
that's actual fact. Like yeah.
So I
Like,
mean,
the British went to war with them because the British wanted to end their slavery practices, and this kingdom was like, no, we need this slavery to stay rich.
like I was looking forward to watching this. I was like, oh, they're gonna do a thing. I was like, okay, an all black female movie. They have historical precedents they can work off of. And the date, like I was gonna go see it this weekend until I saw these articles. I was like, wait, alternate history. I started looking into it. I was like, these mother. So basically, they are, I don't know, like blue washing the history. Like, oh, actually, they didn't do that because people are gonna see the movie and think it's true. That's the issue. They're gonna see this movie because they've been saying it's based on historical events before. And they're going to go see the movie and go, oh, this is how it happened. And they're going to take the movie as historical fact because people are fucking stupid nowadays.
Well, another
Glass.
funny thing is, it's about how these, so like this tribe, they use like Amazon warriors or like female warriors. That's why like the whole is like the Woman King. And the movie makes them out to be all like incredibly badass. Meanwhile, in one battle, they went up against the French. And it came down to like a bayonet charge and hand-to-hand fighting. The French lost like 6 people, I think. The Amazons lost like 417. And like
The term used was decimated historically.
yeah.
But like at the same time, they could have done a really good job of showing actual history. How for some tribes to survive, they had to do despicable things, as all cultures had to do through history. And they didn't, and it's a huge fucking letdown. Like, why didn't they just, hey, here's history, learn something, instead of alternate history. Imagine if, say a German company said, hey, let's make an alternate history movie of World War II. Like, it would go down horribly. They would never allow that. What if the Nazis didn't do this and did this instead? People would lose their fucking minds over that shit.
Okay, hear me out. Sharks.
Nazi sharks?
Of course.
Nice.
The sharks of Dachau. Donna, Donna.
Oh my god! Then we get the street sharks to fight him back.
Oh no!
The American
the
GI Street Sharks, yes. Fucking
Street Sharks,
fund it.
The Jaws
Shark
one.
switch.
Shark switch. Oh no, shark schwitz. I just realized.
Oh, ooh.
Why is that
Oh, I'm
train?
sorry.
Why is that train all giant aquariums? It is our new super weapon, Nazi sharks with lasers, and it like falls over in a fucking bro. We are writing a B movie right now, and I can already see it like mentally happening. Like the Nazis make their own special war sharks, and they got to transport them through Auschwitz on a train, and the train tips over due to like a P-51 strafing run. Just imagine it, boys.
Oh wait, no, it'll be a naval movie where like the Nazis train sharks. And what was that Nazi ship?
Bismarck.
Das Boot.
Yes, the Bismarck
Oh.
is like part of it. Better yet, it's all manned by shark people.
Slap salad, they gassed in their shark. but you know, it's just like I was so excited to see the Woman King because I thought, hey, I've read about this. It's historical. They could make a good movie here, and they just didn't. And I've seen clips, and I had a guy in my chat live stream me in the movie theater with his phone so I could watch. I was like, oh man.
That's the real one right there.
Bro, he was like, hey, you want to see this? I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. So I'm sitting in my chair about 2 hours before I made that Rage video. So I've been building Rage the entire morning, bro. So how mad I was. And they're saying, like, if you don't like or watch the movie, you hate black women or you hate black people. Or if it fails, it's your fault. Like, you're not doing the thing you said you're going to do. Like, you teed up this historical movie and then threw a pie in her face. Like, you can't do that.
But they're doing everything right. They're sticking to the formula.
So bit of an interesting thing I came to the realization of. So this past weekend was the opening weekend for this Warrior King movie.
Yeah.
It made $19 million.
Okay, that's not horrible.
When that new Dragon Ball Super movie dropped in theaters like last month.
How much?
$20 million.
Actually, that's if you get beat by a Dragon Ball Z movie, you have problems. Yeah, you got a point. That's just something you can't ignore.
By the way, both movies were the #1 movie of their weekends.
What was the opening night for Tom Cruise's Top Gun 2?
Oh, dude, I gotta look this up because that was
probably killer.
Because, like, I mean, and at the same time, have you guys heard about The Whale?
Yeah.
Nah.
So Brendan Fraser played a fat gay man in The Whale, and it's a very touching movie. And I want to go see this because I love Brendan Fraser because God bless his fucking heart. But apparently, woke critics are furious at it because it shows the negative side effects of being obese, and they're all fucking pissed off about it. Because they're mad because they said, why'd you make Brendan Fraser wear a fat suit and not just hire a fat actor? And it's just like, yeah, like...
Wait, did he drop weight? He was pretty big last time.
So I believe Brendan Fraser dropped weight just to be more healthy for other roles, and they made him like a giant fat suit to wear for the role. And basically The Whale is, he plays a fat gay man who's trying to... reconnect with his daughter, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And when he got like a huge standing ovation at like a film festival, you know. And I mean, the guy's got it bad enough, and he got all these fucking actual land whales mad about it. Like, how could you say this? And I believe it was like The Whale reinforces all these negative coping skills or these negative things about being obese, and it's like, yeah, because it is bad. I mean,
mind you, these are the same people who got upset when Adele lost weight.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. If you improve yourself, it's seen as a bad thing. I mean, to be fair, improving yourself is hard. I mean, it is hard. Once you fall down that well, it is very hard to climb back out. It's why when I see a huge dude in the gym, man, I'm giving them high fives and shit. Because at least they're fucking trying. It's why, like, on this channel... I recognize that most of my viewers and listeners are going to be working at a desk job or in a truck or working around, and like, hey, here's some protein. Here's a discount code for some protein powder. Like, try and be healthy. It's hard. It is very, and the current climate is very hard to be healthy. It is true. It is very hard to avoid fried chicken on every fucking corner of the goddamn globe and a soda pop in every fucking station you go to.
Yeah.
But
well, it kind of brings it back to the whole female privilege thing. You notice how it's always like women like are beautiful if they're fat.
Absolutely.
If it's like a man, it's like, well, man, get those man titties out of here.
Well, you say that, but that is a extremely good point. If you're a fat man, you are seen as garbage unless you're rich.
Yeah.
If you're a fat woman, they see you as like some kind of fucking pinnacle of femininity. It's like, madam, you have a problem. You cannot stop eating. And it's about self-discipline. Those who cannot discipline themselves drag down others to make themselves feel better. Brendan Fraser should not be getting all this fucking hate for doing this role. Because for what I hear, he fucking smashed that shit. And it's Brendan fucking Fraser. I mean, the guy has the facial, focuses for knowing what it means to have a sad life. The guy's had a rough. They could not have casted a better actor to play this guy. And that, I know for a fact that if one of these fucking land whales try to be an actor, they get winded every fucking 15 steps and require more payment and a fucking crane to lift them around the goddamn movie set. And like, I get visibly angry like when I see like fat kids, because I was a fat kid. And it's all about laziness. And I get so mad when I see a fat kid, because that kid ain't buying the food. He ain't feeding himself. He ain't doing nothing. There are people enabling him to be unhealthy. It's why, why I always say, when you see a fat guy in the gym, you give him a high five. You tell him good job, because at least he's fucking trying. It's why I try to work out around 3 times a week. Just at least 2 if I can manage, just to get. People forget that we are apex predators that ran our prey to death for the longest time. Like, we're not meant to sit still for too long. And I think the current. No, you go ahead. It's fine.
No, I was gonna say I was like 290 at my peak, and it fucking sucked. Like, there's people in the chat saying they were like 500, so I can't even like imagine. Like, almost 300 was like killing me.
Well, hell,
and
42.
I lost like 70 pounds at one point, and it felt great.
42% of the U.S. is obese.
Yeah.
40. That's almost half.
Not overweight.
Obese. Like overweight, that shit happens. Like me, when it's winter time, I gotta quit eating so many fucking bananas. I gotta go to the gym more, because I will switch hardcore. Like, I have to watch my calories very closely. Like right now, I'm eating a cup of skyr every morning, so I don't snack from that time till dinner.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, just the thing. All the people attacking Brendan Fraser are not fat men. They're all fat white women. That's who attacking Brendan Fraser.
Well, the fat white women are also the ones that get to be like plus-sized models, whereas like the fat guy, like, showing off some underwear.
Well,
like, you don't see that stuff.
It never happens. And if it is, it's a trans female. That's what I've noticed. Because they have the right pronouns. If you're female to male, they'll put you on fucking underwear billboards, because you're gonna lure in 0.01% of the base trying to find to buy their underwear or some shit. Like Calvin and Klein fucking put out another ad for people who are, I guess that's half the nation currently. And it's like, ugh. Like, you shouldn't glorify an addiction, because food can be highly addictive. Like, when I get depressed, my cocaine is fucking cookies and brownies, and it's so easy to fall in that well, and you're now 50 pounds heavier. Like, oh fuck, what have I done? And the thing is that people aren't being taught, hey, you can dig yourself out of this. You just gotta try. And it's why I got mad when Brendan Fraser came under attack from people for, like, he's let's see here, what's this one tweet I found? All right. Katie Rife said, I can't recommend in a good conscience that fat people watch The Whale. I can't recommend that skinny people watch it either, since it reinforces the notion that fat people are objects of pity who have brought their suffering upon themselves through lack of coping skills. that's not incorrect. You brought it upon yourself, and you should be pitied because you are not able to control yourself. No one is tying you to a chair and making you eat ho-hos by the fucking box. You're doing that to yourself. And it's like my drill sergeants, that was their thing. Ain't no one gonna make you do anything. Only you do it to yourself. Like only you can go up that hill or make your PT score or work out hard or get strong or shoot better. It's only you. I mean, unless someone has Katie in a chair feeding her fucking Twinkies, and I can understand how you know it might not be her fault. But like, as far as I'm aware, there are no like. Well, actually, that's not true. There is the feeder fetish. I forgot about that.
Ew.
So there's a small percentage that do it because of a partner's fetish. Small percentage. Okay? Let's be fair to the Bad Dragon crowd, okay? But no. And to see them attack Brendan Fraser, it just makes me angry. Because instead of bettering themselves, same as with Hollywood in general, instead of bettering themselves, and actually, it all ties together. Fuck it. Instead of bettering themselves and doing better, whether it's on their own personal docket or making good movies or good writing, they attack things instead. Like, these people attack Brendan Fraser and all of these other people for like, it's not my fault, it's your fault I'm fat. No, it's your fault. Or the other people, hey, what's up? Come on, stream. Is that a fucking possum? What the shit? You brought it inside? What?
He got a new pet.
Hold on. I'll get a picture. What the fuck?
That might be like the most redneck thing I've heard.
Oh, genuinely.
It's either
don't get him too close. He's gonna piss everywhere.
it's either a pet or dinner.
Yeah.
You dropped it. What was that towel?
Sometimes it's a drinking buddy.
Yeah. Or the new
We-
wife.
We don't have this
Hold
shit
on.
in California. I just need that for everybody.
Yeah, we don't have that stuff in the Netherlands either. I can
Hey,
tell you
buddy.
that.
I had a possum crawl in bed with me once.
Hold on. Take him outside.
Iron, what did you just say?
Put that back where it came from, or so help me. Go on. I'll shut the door. Go on. Come on. Take him outside.
I said
Whoa.
Outside.
a possum once crawled in bed with a wild possum. Just like crawled into the house one night.
I'll
And
post it
crawled into bed with me once.
I'll post it in the podcast chat, so y'all know I'm not full of shit. But
I
she
believe
walks
you.
in
I
and
don't
she's
think
like, "I
anybody
got
here
some." Like, what was? I thought she's like, "Oh, you got a drink for me?" No, it's a fucking possum. so hold on, I'll get the. That's
Hashtag white people things.
you know what you're completely right. So
Right.
if you look on chat, you'll see the possum she's dragged inside.
You'll see the possum.
I'll post it on the chat so fucking chat can see. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, look, the females are quite cute. The males are not cute, but this one has obviously been in cat food and kind of gooey, so give it a break. All right, chat. Here's
I think
the
possums are cute.
possum she dragged in.
Look at the little guy.
Look at that little guy. Look at that little guy. But no, actually,
Alright, that needs to be on the thumbnail for YouTube.
the thumbnail. But actually, I actually had a pet possum for about 3 years. So it is definitely redneck shit. I'll tell you that much. But they're actually quite nice little animals. They eat a lot of the dead stuff and eat ticks and stuff. So, but anyway, that took us off topic by a hard margin. What was I saying?
I was actually
yeah.
going to ask, do you mind if I got a quick side note to
No,
your tangent there?
Go ahead.
So, as much as people don't like to admit it, there are, like you said, people who would rather drag everybody down than celebrate being healthy. And I didn't really see it until I was in a very, very progressive town. And I was hit by shock and awe when someone asked me if I actually found my powerlifter friend attractive or if I was being nice because she was my friend. Because they didn't feel that's what her body type should look like, because her family's naturally really heavy.
Oh, okay, I see.
So instead of just letting it get out of hand, she goes to the gym, she hits weights. Fucking 14-inch biceps ain't no joke to play around with. She could do some damage.
No, she not thick. She brick.
Genuinely.
Well,
And they're like, they put me on the spot in front of a whole room full of fucking people. And I'm just like, guys, I think you're missing the point here. First of all, secretly to everybody in the chat, yes. Second of all, she just deadlifted 490 as a warm-up. I'm not. If she wants to go out tonight, I guess I'm driving. I don't really have a say in the matter.
Yeah, I mean, like, obesity runs in her family. Her family don't run at all, homie. Like, it's
Right.
like that's the thing, though. Like, man, my parents are fat. My brother's fat. I don't want to be fat because if you're like getting a little bit of weight is natural when you're stressed out. Like when you first have kids, you know what? Just do your best because you don't have time to go to the gym. You're fucking keeping it. From age 0 to 3, your goal is to keep this thing from dying, and it takes up a lot of time. But these people, they're not having babies. They're like 30-year-old single folk who own more bad dragons than I do fucking guns, and they just have no self-discipline. Now, like these people, like it's a great parallel between like yeah, Fender Cakes kids, yeah. But like these people, instead of bettering themselves and seeing why they should be pitied, as Brendan Fraser's character is pitied, they attack. Instead of writing good stories and making their own franchises and their own fan bases, they basically they like devour and attack you when you don't like it. They don't like what they've done to it. It's the exact same fucking thing. Now, if you want a great, fantastic example of this, I'm gonna say one name, and you're all gonna know what it is. You all ready here? Frosk.
Yes.
So, real quick, too, since I happen to have the numbers right now.
Okay.
It's by accepting that mediocrity and trying to kind of placate to what they want to hear. You wind up with Warrior King getting $19 million on opening weekend. But if you take the time, you put in the effort, you put people in fighter jets and train them for weeks to be able to shoot film in like Top Gun Maverick, and put in the time and effort.
You'll get you'll get $126 million opening weekend.
Like
I'm pretty sure that The Whale is going to come in hot on numbers. Like I guarantee Brendan Fraser in a fat suit is going to beat the absolute dog shit out of the Woman King. Just for the fact that at least it's somewhat genuine. It's addressing a problem, you know. And I'm pretty sure that I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. But I'm pretty sure he loses weight in The Whale because he links up with his daughter, and so she helps him like get out of depression and like kind of like better himself, which is how it should be. But if you want a great example of both of these, you look at G4 TV. Now, all of us know old G4 TV with Olivia Munn. Oh, Olivia Munn. Oh, goodness. And,
terrible actor.
But in that Psylocke costume.
Yeah, but like Adam Sessler, Olivia Munn, G4 TV, you went there for Vidya and Olivia Munn. Let's be fair here, but they knew who their fan base was. You can't say they didn't. And I forget why G4 TV went away the first time. Does anyone here know? Because I forget.
Ultimately, I think it was because of ratings.
Ratings, okay.
Well, that and they kept trying to change it. Like that's how you wound up getting all the reruns of like Campus PD and Cops or whatever other shows they did.
And but you know they brought it back, and after one was like, oh, cool, G4's coming back, and then they brought Frost on, and we got talk to him, Frost, in that fucking rant, and they had layoffs, like they laid off a lot of people, and of course Frost got a fucking stick her foot in her ass and post I lived, let's play video games as a meme. So apparently she's not only dunking on those who got fired for her mistakes and fucking with it, but then she got to gloat about it. And I believe she's fully fired now, from what I understand. She's removed G4 from her Twitter tag, whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, she's not just gone. They bought her contract out. She's gone.
They purchased her out, like we're buying your contract, get out.
Yes, that's been reported.
That took long enough.
I'm sure she did untold damage to the show, and they like it's surprising that it took them this long to get rid of her. Maybe they were waiting for it to die down a little. I don't know. But...
Well, if you see the numbers, G4 did worse than like my channel did. Like if you go to the analytics, I was like, I remember I like my quote unquote peak before I got shadow banned. I was getting like 6K, 7K a video. And if you go through the analytics, I was like, I'm doing better than G4 because it wasn't by a lot. It was by a very slim margin, but I was. And that's devastating to G4 when some fucking podunk redneck who has possums in the recording room, is doing better, while being shadow banned. It's such a fucking issue. Like, I think Clownfish did better than fucking G4 TV did. And it's due to this thing. You have a fan base, and you have this insurgent who comes in and attacks the fan base. And then they flip it and go, well, if you don't agree with her, or if you're against her, then clearly you're not part of the fan base. So they go, okay, bye, Felicia, and they fucking dip out, and then your show fucking dies.
Yeah.
It's literally like, old man, when are you gonna learn? It's just, it's the exact same fucking thing. And it's finally where, like, the Golden Globes are suffering, the Emmys are suffering. Like, no one gives a fuck about this shit anymore. Like, it's just burnt out.
And part of that is because it's all an outdated model with the current stuff. I mean, what we're doing now is effectively what G4, what Attack of the Show did do. Yeah. We don't have the similar constraints of like FCC stuff. We don't have to, fit everything into a neat little 5-minute segment to be able to fit in advertisements. We can kind of just go off and do what we want. If I wanted to go out and review the new Gundam Evolve game that came out this week, I could just stream that for hours and people could come watch that and get that first-hand experience. Yeah.
But most of all, what did all these shows not have in it? Politics, exactly. They weren't political. It was all about the thing. Yeah. Like, at no point did G4 TV ever go, let's talk about Hillary Clinton. Or, like, talk about George W. Bush. They never did. Let's talk about gender equality. It wasn't about that. If you want that, go watch shows about it. G4 was about video games and video game accessories. That's why you went there. It's why...
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what. It's why right now, like, investors are telling Disney to stay the fuck out of politics. Like, it was a leaked call, or what do they call them, where, like, the investors link up with the company and tell them to quit doing shit. It's a certain word for it. And they're like public. It's a public call of some sort. But investors told Disney, hey, keep your fucking nose out of politics. We're here to make money. We don't care about politics. Make the money. Make us our fucking cents and dollars and keep your fucking nose out of politics. That's how it should be. Exactly. Like, you are a company. Keep your shit out of politics. I mean, look at fucking Ezra Miller. Like, God. Like, oh, God. They're gonna
Flash himself.
They're gonna can that. They're gonna can that movie. That's millions of dollars gone. Now, first Ezra Miller, right? They had to edit out Amber Heard, right? They had to completely can Batgirl, right? How much money did they just burn? Hundreds of millions of dollars. And that is when they finally woke the fuck up.
Yep.
So, Jade, what? Ezra Miller was going to be the Flash in a Flash movie?
And in the Snyder Cut.
And instead he beat the shit out of some girl in Hawaii? Or some fucking
he
thing?
Didn't kidnap someone? More than that. He went completely...
Kidnap someone? What?
Oh, yeah. He was like...
started a cult.
He started a cult? Yeah, he has a compound.
Please. Oh
my God.
Oh,
this is a joke.
Doesn't Ezra have like pronouns too?
They, them.
Ah, of course. The they, them cult. One pronoun to rule them all.
Gonna be was were when he gets canned.
I mean,
I know was were.
Like that.
I love
Ezra
that
story
joke.
kept getting crazier, by the way, because
Really?
like there was stories about how he had basically taken a woman.
The girl was 14. What?
Yeah, there were multiple. So in the one case, like he basically got involved in this like domestic dispute between a husband and wife. The wife and her children like went to go live with him on the compound, and apparently like the 1-year-old put a bullet in her mouth. That was just a loose bullet.
Oh, okay. I was like, God.
Okay.
God. Work on your delivery, my guy, please.
Jesus Christ.
I get people hanging on my every word.
Good Lord.
You must be a gas at dinner party.
What is with Hollywood, man? What, like, these people are so just unhinged. And I can't get a fucking publishing deal. Like, good God.
Next fire season, all of California's will make room for you guys to come rebuild it.
Dude, good Lord. Like, it's just... And I mean, it's finally turning now. You gotta admit, it's finally turning the other direction. Like it is. Folks don't want to admit it, but it is finally turning. You know, Ezra's getting fired. Amber got shut on in court. They didn't even bother releasing Batgirl. Is that bad? I mean, a lot of these YouTubers like Doomcock were right. You got to hit him in their fucking pocketbook and make them scared. And now they're telling Disney, hey, shut the fuck up. You know, just make the song and dance things. And now you got all these series who are probably not going to make it past one season. Like, think about it. Game of Thrones, while not great, is still flogging the shit out of Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Like, I get that folks liked all but one season of Game of Thrones, right? The last one was kind of shit. We can all say that. But this House of the Dragon thing, I've watched it. It's not really all that great. There's a long spectrum, or a long spectrum. It's like B-movie shit tier, LOL, lolcow movie. There's like kind of sort of bad and kind of sort of good and meh, and then it was all right, and it's kind of good, and they have the whole length of it. And I swear, like if you can get a series to go for, it's kind of good, you're doing better than almost all your competition nowadays. Yeah. Like
meanwhile, shows like the Terminal List, which was awesome, they get ignored and even like trashed by like the reviewers because it's like, oh, it's a violent right-wing revenge fantasy. I'm like, well, that sounds pretty great. I'll watch it. But,
I was just hearing that that Indian film RRR is getting completely snubbed with the Academy Awards.
Why?
I don't know why. It's just they wanted it to be nominated. It's been one of the movies I've heard people going on constantly about. But no, apparently it's not good enough to be anything more than just foreign cinema.
Oh yeah, it's right here. RRR was snubbed by the Indian Academy, but it's still an Oscar contender. What's the anger against RRR? I don't get it. Like, is this some kind of thing, or like what's the issue with RRR?
Because I'm guessing ultimately because they didn't bend the knee and kind of please the establishment people.
Didn't kowtow enough.
Yeah.
What do you expect? like what do you expect? If you don't toe the line, they try and dick you down. But like for instance, we're bringing up a successful series. It's a very hard finger quote on successful series. Well, let's compare Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, right? Very slow burn, lots of lore issues, angering fans. How do you say it? Galadriel is now a huge issue.
Guy Ladriel.
Guy Ladriel, thank you. I heard it one of the things I was listening to while I was working, but and people just don't like it, and it is tanking. People are watching it going, this is shit, and leaving bad reviews. Mind you, it's already paid for in your Prime subscription, so they're not losing any money. Its goal is to bring in new users, and it's not. Then you have House of Dragon, which it's holding steady, right? It's not doing great, not doing bad, but it is gaining viewers. Like if you go through and watch their view count, it's not a very hard. It's not like a steeple, but it's trending upwards by hundreds of views ever so often. Then you have fucking Cyberpunk on fucking Netflix just fucking crushing it.
I need to see that
with an English dub. The English dub is actually quite good. I watched the fucking subs instead, but I watched both. I watched the subs first, and now I'm kind of going through the dubs to see the voice actors differences. Shut up. But it's crushing it. And because it's crushing it, people are attacking it. They're attacking the Rebecca, who I think is completely unlikable, but that's just my opinion. But people are attacking it and saying, "Look, it's promoting lollyism," and they're literally it's like flat guns with like these crumbling nations as bombers fly. Like, we gotta say it's bad, so don't drop bombs on us. But it is. And
okay, even if she's a lolly, and even if that's bad, like that's like the setting though. Like, why couldn't like some crazy 40-year-old chick like spend all her money on like all these cybernetics to look like a 12-year-old girl who like kills people? Like, that's part of the whole setting. That's part of the cyberpunk dystopia. Like, So just
Well,
make it what it is.
they call it getting chromed in the series when you get your implants. Called getting chromed.
Yeah.
And then you have shit like Velma's black now. Did y'all know that much?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, she's Indian.
Wait, she's Indian now? They changed it?
Well, you mean Scooby-Doo Velma?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's her name? It's like some YouTuber who like got her own show and she's Indian. I can't remember her fucking name, but she basically got to be the front runner for that show, and she basically just turned Velma into a stand-in for herself.
Oh, a self-insert. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, great. That never goes over well, I'm sure.
So
Indicated or something.
That Cyberpunk Legends being so successful, being such a huge, being a smash hit, has in turn gotten like the player count to go skyrocketing, like up 300% on Steam.
Oh, really?
I'm so happy I'm not alone anymore.
On the game, really?
Yeah. People
No
are
shit.
coming back to the game. Actually, this weekend I wound up finally buying it myself. I can attest to like it helping sales of the game.
I'm sure T-shirt's fucking ecstatic.
Oh, he probably went and made like 30 more photos of freaking Johnny Silverhands over it.
But the one thing about, the one thing I found interesting about the Netflix Cyberpunk series is that the main character is Latino. And his mom is a single Latina mother. But it's not like, ooh, out there, I'm Latino. She calls her son like Mija. And she's working. It's never like, boom, out there in your face. Ah, look, I'm Latina. There was no like strong female vibes going on. It's simply people just know, oh, she's a hardworking mom, because they do it in a narrative fashion. They slowly salt bay the information into your face. You go, oh, I see. It's not like all female Ghostbusters. You know what I mean? Where it's like, ooh, in your face. Yeah, it's sprinkled onto your fucking face in a very lovely fashion. And
Night City is based on California. I don't know if you know this.
Really?
Yeah, it's LA.
But
it's LA, San Francisco, and some of others.
But it's not in your face. It's really not. And
no, it's
that
organic.
It should be. These things should be organic. You're right. That's the perfect word. Organic. You should.
One of the best shows this year was Arcane, and like the main
Arcane,
character was a
yeah.
lesbian,
Oh,
and
that
there's
was
like a whole
so
lesbian
good.
romance.
Well, the thing
there's,
is,
like strong female characters. And Arcane was awesome. It's like one of the best shows this year.
Yeah,
yeah, was it this year? Yeah.
Some folks were like, oh, lesbians. But the thing is, like, at least here, people are like, ugh, why? Because they want to self-insert themselves dating, fucking, what's her face, the redhead. But the thing is, they slip it in so organically, and it's like, you don't even see it coming. You realize, oh fuck! It's like a lesbian jump scare. Rah! Pepper munching. Oh fuck! Oh, they're lesbians. It comes out of nowhere. You're like, oh, and you realize, oh fuck! They hinted it the entire time. And even then, like, a lot of the things in that show, while a bit shoehorned, are still mildly organic. Like Jinx's delve into fucking insanity, you knew it was coming, and they really do play it up a bit, but at least it's like you can see how it progresses. There's a story behind it, I like on that show they showed like drug addiction, like and what it does to people, Rags the Richest stories, no, it's not Victor. What was it, Victor? They got the Kane who's trying to get the thing running. What's his name? Fuck. It shows up like with good intentions, but like self-doubt and greed can
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I wouldn't say it was masterfully done, but it was well done. At least they did it well. And I really am surprised that more shows aren't going towards this animated fucking facade now, because good lord, at least you can separate the actors from the cartoon. At the same time, we do have shit like High Guardian Spice, which is just a colorful vomit show. What was it?
I'm trying to stay positive because I heard Hunt Showdown's getting a live adaptation.
Hunt Showdown?
Yeah.
The game?
Yeah.
Yep.
No shit. Like anime style?
No, live action.
Live
like
action.
a
Oh,
full-
live action. Oh, interesting.
Right.
Oh,
I'm
that.
trying to stay optimistic.
Let's see, a game based in the Deep South. I wonder how that can go.
I know where to cast people. We have a whole belt for it. Something about a Bible. I don't know what it's called.
Something about thumpers. I don't know. I don't get it.
If you want to see like a really awesome like action movie / war movie that probably has like better gunfights than like 90% of like Hollywood movies out there, watch the live action Escape from Tarkov shorts. And
Yeah, I've seen those.
they strung them together into like one movie. They're fucking amazing.
Really?
Searching that right
Yeah.
now.
I've seen
looking it up.
I've seen a few of them, but I know it's like one big movie now.
Yeah, like the ones where it's like the mercenaries and like with all the gunfights in the buildings and stuff like that. Yeah.
Saying ironically, the last good quote unquote cowboy movie I saw, most recently was probably Django. But besides that, I mean there was Range. What was it called?
Open range.
Open Range. It was Open Range and a few others that were really good. Like the most recent non-shit show was like fucking Django. Now it's a fucking spoof film.
The
There was
greatest
one with,
anime of all time. How dare you?
There was one with Matt Mikkelsen that was really good. What's the name?
Well,
Mikkelsen was-
there's also a Cowboys versus Aliens was pretty funny. I actually did enjoy that one, but that was a while ago. So that's not
That one was
recent.
fun.
What
Yeah,
about
the
of course I would like
Revelation
it.
with Matt Mikkelsen. You should watch that.
I'm trying to Google the most recent fucking cowboy movies, but like,
What about the redo of Magnificent Seven?
That one was fun.
was it the one where with
Denzel.
Thank you, Denzel Washington.
and Chris
Yeah,
Pratt.
yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm a huge Western fan, so I watched a lot of them, even the modern ones. But they
But-
definitely took a dive in recent years.
But well, I have a theory on why that is, and it's because you can't inject wokeist bullshit in cowboy movies.
Yeah.
You can't. And it's why they've been kind of not been around, because they can't fuck it up. And
Well, there was that one.
Oh, sorry, Brokeback Mountain is kind of that one, the one outlier. That's the one. I wouldn't really call it a cowboy movie either.
It seems
They-
accurate
they-
to me.
They basically redid that recently with the whole gay cowboy thing with the Benedict Cumberbatch Western. I can't remember what it's called, but everyone was like praising it, and it's basically like Benedict Cumberbatch is like a gay cowboy.
What?
They think a lot of
There's so
cowboys
much-
are to the mega gay zone. Fucking what was it? Fucking the videos. Looks like Mike is gay. What was it? Jesus Christ, Micah, is that a trap? the fucking spoof video.
What?
It's
What?
hold on,
Knocked glare out of me.
hold on. I'll find the link. It's a spoof video that I showed Moon, where like it's got the Red Dead characters. Welcome to the Van der Lang gang.
God.
Arthur, show us your hentai. Yeah. All right, Dutch. Let me see what I can pull out. Fat ass. Yeah.
Red Dead so much, and I don't think I'm gonna be okay after I see this.
Okay. Yeah. It's called the Saucer Lost meme. Here we go. So I can't play it on stream. I'm pretty certain, but you guys can watch it yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Micah, is that a trap? I'm sorry, Dutch. I did not know she had a penis. Looks like Micah's gay.
No.
Oh no! Come on, not the gay zone. It's a great spoof. But besides memes, you can't really wokeify cowboy movies. If you do, you're not going to appeal to the cowboy crowd. Like, I know I talked to a lot of guys. The last cowboy movie they liked, quote unquote, was Mad Max Fury Road. Like no shit. They consider that a cowboy movie. No shit. And
I mean, kind of. Stranger rolls into town, fixes problems. Grizzled doesn't talk much, has one gun.
fix the problems with violence.
That's pretty cowboy to me.
And now, also wind that clock back on Mad Max Fury Road. Furiosa, strong female lead character, wasn't a big deal.
No.
Even the wives were like strong characters. They were stabbing people with just random bullets they found laying around.
And again,
No gun needed.
wasn't a big deal. It wasn't like, oh my god, strong female women. It was like, oh, neat, you know, because they were written properly. It was a good story. And I think the most recent cowboy movie that's come out that was good. Did any of you guys see? It's around 2017. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh,
It's pretty good.
It's a fucking hoot, dude. And then it's
look, I'm so busy. I'm too busy trying to find places for sharks to suddenly appear.
trying to find sharks.
Sharks in the corn. Sharks in the moon.
The Ballad of Buster Sharks.
Sharks on a plane. Motherfucker.
God.
The
Oh my
Ballad.
God, sharks on the plains.
Ballad of Buster Sharks. Please stop, sir. Stop that.
Someone showed me a one today. It was like House Shark.
How shark?
House.
Oh,
Shark.
house. I heard how.
Like part of the trailer is like the shark fin is in the toilet.
What?
Has anyone read a porn parody of the Ballad of Buster Scruggs yet? The Ballad of Buster Nut?
Jesus Christ, no. The last porn parody I read was, and she was a good friend. It was about fucking a fucking Ashoka, and she was a good friend.
I remember some old ones like Edward Penis Hands.
I
was an
gotta
actual
get
movie.
going. Catch you guys later.
All right, later, bud, later. He said,
Yeah.
Edward Penis Hands. I gotta go. I'm gonna
Yeah.
head out.
It's like, I'm gonna go watch that.
Unrelated, I gotta do the same. Siege just walked in and he's, hey, how the fuck is your computer running? I'm like, these totally aren't your parts.
I cannibalize your computer. Sorry, bro.
Sorry.
All right,
We're-
we'll
it
see you
is.
around, bud.
All right. Good seeing you, everybody. Good meeting you, Vic.
Good.
Yep, same.
But you know, we'll end the stream on, you know, this. We'll come back around to movies. You know, effort in, effort out. Have you all seen Pinocchio yet?
No,
Not
and
yet.
I probably won't.
It, it is a CGI vomit fest.
Yeah.
So again, I don't want to see these movies, so I have fans who will go see them and then also Skype call me in on their phones via Discord so I can watch. And it was just it was just CGI after CGI after. It was just bad. It was just really, really bad. And I feel bad for Tom Hanks getting roped into that shit. But it was just bad. And I don't know how the hell he got into the movie so soon. He goes, "Hey, I'm in." I'm like, "Into what?" I mean, I'm in Pinocchio. I'm like, what the fuck? All right. You know, and
Wouldn't it be the first time he got roped into a bad CGI movie though, like Polar Express? Come on.
I mean, well, to be fair, as a long time ago. Polar
Yeah,
Express?
but
Hold on. Polar Express. Polar Express was 2004, so it gets a nod for being old at least. But this is 2022. Know what I mean? 2022.
Well, Polar Express was like the first time they tried to do like realistic like CGI
See?
humans, and it was very like what's the word for it?
Uncanny Valley.
Yeah, Uncanny Valley. Yeah.
But you know, effort in, effort out. We'll come back around to Top Gun, right? How much of that was CGI, do you think?
From what I understand, it's shockingly little.
Yeah, and I think that's why it slapped so hard, because it was real fighter jets. Like, think about to the Midway movie, almost entirely CGI. It just completely broke the immersion of the show. You know, compare Midway to Tora, or even Pearl Harbor. At least they had actual planes in that bitch flying around. In Midway, it was all just CGI planes the entire time, and it's just like, okay, like at that point, watch a cartoon about it. That's like watch a Midway anime and enjoy yourself better. But,
well, how many of those planes are still around and flyable and like numbers where you can actually film it properly though?
Apparently quite a few, if you're able to lure in collectors.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks use mock-ups. They'll take Texan trainers and mock them up to be Dauntlesses. They put on fiberglass and shit. But like, you know, but compare Top Gun, all this effort doing it, and compare it to like Thor: Love and Thunder. You know what I mean? Or like She-Hulk. You know, like this is 2022, and this is the best CGI you can manage. Like I was kind of laughing because I got looped around to a TikTok stream of all these TikToker chicks who were as muscular as She-Hulk, using a green filter or some shit, and it looked better than She-Hulk did.
Yeah, I saw that the other day.
You did? Okay, yeah.
And I mean,
Kinda
part of
made me
it,
excited. No.
part of what we're seeing is also just kind of the laziness of Disney, to where they're not innovating anymore. All of these CGI movies are just rehashes of their past successes. They're getting ready to do a prequel to The Lion King.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the Lion King made money.
Who is asking for that story?
I don't need to see a prequel about how Scar got his scar.
Or like Scar's first name or whatever. Like, I know
Mufasa.
Mufasa. But
Star
like
Wars story.
Mufasa, a Star Wars story. Don't jinx it, bro. Don't jinx it. You know they'll do it. You know they will. But like,
have you guys seen the trailer for All Quiet on the Western Front?
I have.
Like,
Yes,
like
I
that looks
have.
really good. Like speaking of war movies, that looks amazing. I can't wait to see that.
And I think the last movie that was set in was like in the 80s. It was an actual movie, wasn't it? There hasn't been any All Quiets yet.
Yeah, it was originally a book, and then they made a couple of movies, I think, and this is like the latest movie.
You know, World War movies are pretty formulaic, but at least they put a lot of effort into it. There's bombs and explosions and shit. Like, what show had like the longest one take? It was big trench scene.
1917.
Thank you, 1917. You know, awesome long take with explosions and charging soldiers, and it was great.
There is a movie I came across from, I want to say 2019, called Crazy Samurai 400 versus 1.
Huh, yeah.
It has a continuous 70-minute take.
Nice.
Okay, I found the. Let's see here. 2021. Really? Oh, okay. These are the A-list Japanese actors. Yeah, I watched this. You got Yoshioda and Takashi Nashina, Sakaguchi. Yeah, these are all the A-listers.
Have you ever seen They Shall Not Go Old? Speaking of World War One movies.
Yeah, They Shall Not Grow Old. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Dunkirk or something. I don't speak French. Another good practical movie was We Were Soldiers, as well.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled. I mean, again, a Vietnam movie. It's been done, but they at least did something different with it. You know, like I don't mind going back to certain subjects like Vietnam or World War II, or at least do something different with it. Like Western Front is about the German perspective. With We Were Soldiers, it's about the aircraft coming into Lodring Valley in the first one-on-one fight between America and the North Vietnam, I think it was. Did you see Gallipoli? I did not know. Too many D-days? Yeah. But like, I don't mind going different angles, but they attack the same angle every single time. Like this Lion King, fucking
Little Mermaid.
no, what the fucking word left my brain. Prequel. Like, why? Like, why not have like if it's like a Lion King show about the hyenas, I could get that. It's another perspective, I guess, but it's just more CGI lions. I don't understand why you want to see this. Fuck you,
Back
GI.
in the day, they would just make it like a TV series, and it would be like entertaining. Like you had like the Aladdin like TV series. I watched that as a kid.
Oh yeah. On
Well, like, it didn't have to be an whole-ass movie. It was just like a little spin-off, and it was fun.
the Disney Channel.
It was yeah.
Sorry, Gallipoli. You're wrong. It's Gallipoli. Fuck off. But let's end. Roly poly. We'll end this night on a nice horrible note. There's a there's a Monster High reboot coming out. Yeah. So October 1st is a new Monster High reboot. It's gonna have all the pronouns, all the body types, all the colors. It's gonna be a shit show. like, I got a little snippet here. Claude Dean is half werewolf, half human, and biracial, born to a werewolf mother who is Mexican and a human father who is black. Her werewolf-inspired look includes an animal print jumper and a long-sleeve top with a crescent moon print. Why not like a chupacabra then at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's see here. With Dracula as her father, fans will be introduced to Draculaura's mother, a vampire of Taiwanese descent. Wait, were those vampires bouncing heads and organs?
They're like the Pentagolan, and
Like,
you have like you go for like the Jiangxi vampires.
Yeah, those vampires were just like heads with organs trailing behind them.
Her
like guts.
her dad's a freak, bro.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you're Dracula, you get up to some stuff probably. If you're 800 years old, like, come on.
you got to keep it exciting. Oh, you're only a heart, huh? I like that.
Yeah.
Look, I was only 300 once.
Yeah.
So here's now Frankie Stein cracked me up. So Frankie Stein, the child of Dr. and Dr. Stein, is determined to not let societal norms get in their way. Frankie is a non-binary and uses they, them pronouns. Frankie is the tallest of the other ghouls and uses a prosthetic leg. Their look includes platform sneakers, a plaid skirt, and lightning bolt printed blouse. Like, this reads like a Tumblr fanfic. You know what I mean?
You remember those Tumblr fanfic things where like they took the characters of Hamilton and tried to rework them to be like non-binary?
What?
Yeah, you ever see like the art that they did for it, where it's like it's Beethoven, but they're like some fat, like vaguely brown, whatever, like gender non-binary thing
Vaguely
with like hairy
brown.
legs. Yeah, with like hairy legs and like dreadlocks and stuff like that.
What?
And, like tits.
Like, we all know how the show's gonna go. We already know how it's gonna go. Like, it's just so tone deaf. Like, ask yourselves, have you guys seen the toy aisles lately?
No.
Oh, they're empty.
Kids aren't buying toys. And
Toy Store here closed down, so yeah.
like kids have entered the full digital age. I don't see kids buying toys anymore, and I guess I don't blame them, because you could have toys or an iPhone. They're gonna choose an iPhone. Like, I'm sad, but I get it. You know what I mean? And they're gonna
the people that are buying the toys are the older generations. It's the adults who grew up with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got like 5-6 Transformers in my room right now.
It's nostalgic purchases, I believe that they call them now. But they're making a show about toys that is woke, and it's so niche. Like, we all know it's gonna get one season and die a horrible, painful, expensive death. You know what I mean? It's just like, like, how they not learned by now? Like, you think that, like, well, I guess they are learning. They're just learning really slowly. You know what I mean? Where they're losing millions of dollars, and it's these minds like Frost and Kevin Smith and fucking the Eye of Sauron over there at Disney, fucking Kathleen Kennedy. They're the ones costing these people all these fucking money, and they're finally going, we've lost how many millions? Ezra kidnapped who? They're finally waking up to this shit. You know what I mean?
Speaking of Kevin Smith, I saw a screenshot the other day, and it was like Kevin Smith was like streaming, and he had like 600 something like viewers, and then at the same time Nerdwadic was streaming with Heels vs Babyface and like Mauler and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They had like 10,000.
Well,
which kind of goes back to your point earlier about like how all these like official like things are failing, and it's like the social media just like random people that are like getting big.
Well, that is a cycle. Everything is a cycle. The old will die and new shall reign, and the new gets old and the new pop up. But the thing is, where we are right now, like if this were a book I was writing, where we are right now, the old doesn't have to die off. They really don't. The old could keep their grips on the fan bases they have for the next 20 years if they play the game. Issue is, they don't want to play the game. They want to play their own game, and they're playing to win, but they don't have what they need. They're and I don't know why, because like on T-Shirts podcast we talked about last Saturday, like they did they played this weird woke gambit, and it's like, how can you not see how you're going to lose? Like you have so little to gain. Like you're willing to gamble 80% of your fan base in the attempt to gain 1%. I don't get where their math was, and I think they just felt invincible. They felt like they were too big to lose. Like, you can only get bailed out so many times before you realize the well's gone dry. And for a lot of these franchises, go ahead.
Case in point, like all of the buzz feeds are losing it.
Absolutely, they were all based off venture capital, in the hopes they were invested. They invested with venture capital in the hope they would still make money and get a return. Instead, they spent every fucking cent they had on bullshit. It was adult daddy daycare in that bitch. Ironcaster and my fucking throat's all dry. And Victor, you guys saw the that, I guess it'd be a TikTok of that girl going to her job, and like it was basically adult daycare. She had like an hour of LinkedIn work and got like free watermelon water. Like, it was like, what the fuck am I looking at?
Yep. Well, there's movies from like the mid 2000s that made fun of that whole thing. I remember those, like comedies and stuff. And now it's like just like an accepted like normal thing.
Alexander Hamilton, gender fluid, he, she, they. What kind of word salad is this?
This has been floating around for like 5-6 years, from like when the Hamilton like musical came out, and the freaking the denizens of Tumblr.
Hold on, chat's got to see this shit. They can't go to bed unscathed. We're all gonna suffer together, chat. Here we go. Here we fucking go, chat. You get this fucking browser source. There we go. We're all gonna suffer together. Look at this. Look at that. My goodness. Thomas Jefferson, you fucking himbo. So let's see here. Thomas Jefferson, he, him, English, French, some Japanese, trans flag, whatever country that is, art education measure, 5'11", met God, she's black. Did they forget that Thomas Jefferson plugged every black female slave he had during the day? They're just going to go over that completely? Just going to ignore that? Okay, I got you. Born and raised in Virginia, furry, taking Japanese lessons, thinks he can cook but can't. What the fuck? Used to be addicted to cocaine, hates to recall his past, tattoo artist. What is this?
So, this is the like modern like fangirls, effectively, who will take an existing property and they'll go and take the existing characters and use them for their own fan fictions because they're such a big fan of the character. If the Veil Riders picked up, then you would be getting fan fiction about Coco being a college student.
Dr. Roxo, the founding father. I like cocaine.
You're probably about my age, God. Close to anyway. Like, you remember like the late 90s, early 2000s, all the yaoi fangirls? This is basically like the modern woke version of those.
But at least they kept their shit in their fucking notebooks. This is everywhere now.
Yeah.
Let's check out Alexander Hamilton, who's apparently just, at least he's skinny and still white, I guess. That's something. Good lord.
Oh, he's part Japanese.
English, Latino, Spanish, French? What the... What?
And...
What is this, man? Come on, man. You can't... I hate that I went off this ride. Me too, Vizzy. Good lord. Gender fluid, he, she, that... What is... Oh my god, this shit. Like, my word. Like, trust the science, except for the whole gender thing. Just ignore that bit. No, we don't like that
His
science.
birth name is a mystery.
What?
5'4".
What if it say that? Hold on a minute here.
Was Alexander Hamilton a manlet?
It says his birth name is a mystery. Can barely remember his father, but apparently looks a practical dead ringer. What the... This... There's not more
He's
of these,
a
are there?
competitive gamer, though.
Like,
I haven't been able to find any more.
Thank-
I'm sure I
thank
could probably
God.
find more.
don't you dare. You leave that shit where it lay. Leave that dog in the cave it crawled into and don't pull it back out. Oh, and but actually that reminds me of like the we'll fix your anime character shit. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Fixing like remember like they made every anime character fat and brown. I remember
with
that
hairy
shit.
legs.
And hairy legs, that's right. Yeah. And giant noses. That's such a weird
Yeah.
time to be alive.
They all had like giant noses that were like somehow like always like red. Like remember that for some reason that was like a thing for a little bit where everyone just had like a red nose, like they were an alcoholic.
That was it was called Tumblr nose. Like
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we called it Tumblr nose because you could tell who drew it because of how it was square, blocky, and red. And that's how you would know. Oh, Tumblr nose.
It would be like the noses from the Disney movie with the little alien, like what's his name? Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, Lilo and Stitch. Yeah,
And
yeah.
like remember how like that family from Hawaii, they all had like the big blocky noses.
Yeah,
For some
yeah.
reason, there was like a period that all the Tumblr art had those noses, but they were like red. And then there was a period where there was like these girls on like TikTok and stuff, and they would also have like red noses. They would like literally paint their noses like little like red.
So
Oh, Tumblr.
so
Or CalArts.
Cal Arts, thank you, Cal Arts. Was also a plague upon our society. But I found now the only Cal Art style I like is called Puppy Cat, I think. And it's kind of funny because it's like she's a fucking homeless person. But this one here is one where the one I remember where the I don't know what the top thing's supposed to be. Oh, it was they were fixing fuck me. She's got a suit that talks, and there's like a naked battalion of people. Fuck. Anime.
I feel like you're in like a flu-induced coma, and you're just letting nonsense come out of your mouth.
God, hold on. Anime with talking clothes. What's the fucking anime called?
Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill. Thank you.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
They were fixing Kill la Kill, so this is their Kill la Kill fix. They gave the main character hairy legs and hairy arms and hairy armpits.
Well, the argument's like, this is what real women look like. It's like, oh, no wonder I'm not dating.
Your internalized misogyny is showing. Oh my god. Well, that's one of the things where why are they so hairy? I don't know, Cosmic. I don't know. But they are. And they also have stretch marks for some reason. And yeah, it's like goodbye, I am racist. Ivan, what the fuck? But it's one of those things where they don't like. I swear these people don't go outside because if you go to Killjoy, stop. If you go to one gym, anywhere you go for one day, you'll see the body type they say doesn't exist everywhere. Like built like Brick Lady, who or no, he knew the. I think it was DJ who knew her. Like built like Brick, like they are everywhere, and built like Stick, also everywhere. You go to one gym and you'll see them, but I swear these guys don't go outside. Like women don't look like that. Have you seen other people at all? Perhaps. It's just. Ugh. Do you think this all started with Tumblr? This whole downward spiral has started at Tumblr and has worked its way and everything.
Oh, it was a containment board.
Yeah. And then Tumblr they shut down and they all managed to escape.
No.
It's like
No. They did not shut down. Tumblr banned porn and they lost all their money. That's.
Yeah. But it's like that asshole in the first Ghostbusters movie, the guy from the environmental agency that forces them to shut down that the ghost trap thing.
Yeah.
Like that's basically what happened. Basically Tumblr was that ghost trap thing for the internet, and and then some asshole came along and shut it down, and it escaped, and now it's everywhere.
I hate how accurate that statement is. Like it really bothers me.
If it helps, like after Elon Musk claimed he was did the whole "I'm gonna buy Twitter,"
Bro,
so many of them were like, "I'm going back to Tumblr."
Twitter got better overnight. Like, did y'all notice that? Like, there are these shill accounts who are losing hundreds of followers, while other accounts who were deemed alt-right were gaining hundreds of viewers. I was like, what the fuck just happened here? That shit was wild.
Went up by a dozen.
That shit was wild. I gained like 150. I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck? You know? But I think this podcast cracked the code. Tumblr getting shutting down due to banning porn started off this whole thing. It's all Tumblr's fault. Tumblr did it.
Yep.
Tumblr is the butler in the library.
I've narrowed it down now to 3 possible things.
Oh yeah, what's that?
The Tumblr, obviously Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
Second, Harambe.
You shouldn't have killed that fucking gorilla, bro.
Also, 2016 broke a lot of people.
Oh,
and then
my
third
God.
was the Large Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
When they turned on the Large Hadron Collider to like smash the atoms or whatever.
Well, I think of the 3, the first 2 are most likely. They shouldn't have shot Harambe, and they shouldn't have shut down Twitter. Because they shot the damn gorilla, because they shut down Twitter, we got this mess now.
Oh no!
No, I got it. Tumblr was the internet's SCP Foundation. They shut it down, and all the monsters got loose, man.
Yep.
So chat, you heard it here.
Tumblr was the sniper.
Where's all the badass special forces teams that are like supposed to like get them back?
Where
Take them out.
where is Combat Squad Fox? Where are they? Get these
Yeah.
SCPs back in their containment facility.
Yeah.
So chat, you heard it here for we cracked the code. Me, Iron, and fucking Victor cracked the code. Tumblr was the SCP Foundation we never should have shut down. And because we didn't, look at movies now. It's everywhere.
Yep.
All right. I think we'll end that here. I'll see you guys Saturday, probably. Yeah.
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 Alright.
The Weekend Geek. Yeah, definitely.
I love how when you said yeah, your thing always talks. That always cracks me up. Iron.
Yeah.
I like how mine just kind of like bounces.
Old man. Anyway, chat. We will see you Friday for the War Crime game. Take care. If you followed, thank you. If you get to subs, thank you. Remember. We gotta close the monsters back in the cage, chat. We gotta bring back Tumblr, put them back where they belong. So, say goodnight, fellas.
Good night.
Latest.